वनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री प्रभु। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जसोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, जसोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीरा वनचारी, जमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। Hare Krishna. So today I'll be doing the same song I did last week. My net was not working, so my voice was breaking. So I'll be doing the same song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Geetavali, Anadi Karma Phale. Anadi Karma Phale Padi Bhavar Chale, तारी बारे न देखी उपाय, तारी बारे न देखी उपाय। अनादि कर्म फले पड़ी भवर नर जले, तारी बारे न देखी उपाय, तारी बारे न देखी उपाय। ऐ विषय हलाहले दिवनिशिहिया ज्वले, मन कभु सुख नहीं पाय, मन कभु सुख नहीं पाय। ऐ विषय हलाहले दिवनिशिहिया ज्वले, मन कभु सुख नहीं पाय, मन कभु सुख नहीं पाय। आशा पाश शता शता क्लेश दिया वीरता, प्रवृत्ति उर्मिलाता है खेला, प्रवृत्ति उर्मिलाता है खेला। आशा पाश शता शता क्लेश दिया वीरता, प्रवृत्ति उर्मिलाता है खेला, प्रवृत्ति उर्मिलाता है खेला। काम क्रोध आदि छाया बटपदे दिया भय अवसान होइलो आशी बेला अवसान होइलो आशी बेला काम क्रोध आदि छाया बटपदे दिया भय अवसान होइलो आशी बेला अवसान होइलो आशी बेला अनादि कर्म फले पड़ी भवर नर जले तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय ज्ञान कर्म ठगा दुई मोरे प्रातरिया लोई अवशेषे फेले सिंधु जाले अवशेषे फेले सिंधु जाले एहन समाय बंधु तुमी कृष्ण कृपा सिंधु कृपा कोरी तोलो मोरे बाले कृपा कोरी तोलो मोरे बाले अनादि कर्म फले पड़ी भवर नर जले तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय पतित किंकरा धारी पाद पद्म धूली करी देहो भक्ति विनोदाश्रया देहो भक्ति विनोदाश्रया पतित किंकरे धारी पद पद्म धूली करी देहो भक्ति विनोदाश्रया देहो भक्ति विनोदाश्रया आमी तव नित्य दास धुलिया मायार पाश बद्ध होया छिदया माया बद्ध होया छिदया माया आमी तव नित्य दास भूलिया मायार पाश बद्ध होया छिदया माया बद्ध होया छिदया माया अनादि कर्म फले पड़ी भवर नर जले तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय तारी बारे ना देखी उपाय ऐ विषय हलाहले दिवनिशि हिया ज्वले मन कभु सुख नहीं पाया मन कभु सुख नहीं पाया जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद Hare Krishna. Translation. I have fallen into the ocean of material existence as a result of my selfish activities, which are without beginning, and I see no means of deliverance from this great ocean of nescience. Day and night, my heart burns from the poison of these worldly activities, and on account of this, my mind never finds any satisfaction or happiness. Hundreds and thousands of desires, like nooses around my neck, constantly give me misery and trouble. In that great ocean of nescience, play the waves of materialistic tendency. In this world, there are many thieves and rogues, of whom six are prominent: lust, anger, greed, illusion, and madness. They are causing me great fear, and in this way, my life is coming to an end. The two highway robbers, mental speculation and fruitive activity, have cheated me and misled me, and finally they are throwing me into the ocean of misery. At such a time as this, my dear Krishna, you are the only friend, and you are the ocean of mercy and compassion. I have no strength to get out of this ocean of nonsense, so I pray to your lotus feet that you will be kind and by your strength uplift me from this ocean of suffering. Accept this fallen servant and fix me as a particle of dust on your lotus feet. Kindly give me shelter to this Bhakti Vinoda. O most merciful Lord, actually I am your eternal servant, but having forgotten this, I have become bound in the network of Maya. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the seva. Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji, your mic is off.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Welcome back, Sharad Prabhuji. Welcome back. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. So let's get started. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Dalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanam Vaishnav Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadha, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, Namine Gaurapishe Namaha. O most beneficent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing in Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Krishna Varanam Pisha Krishnam Sangopango Strapashvadam Yagnahi Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Nana Sastra Vicharnaik Nipunau Shadadharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitkarinau Tribhuane Manyau Sharanya Radha Krishna Padarvind Govinda bhajana Ananden Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami, Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizing and studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narom Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Shri Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhujami. Again, please accept my humble obeisances. Oh, Shri Prabhupada. Welcome back, everyone. So, we have been hearing from Jaiva Dharma, and now we are actually in the final section, part number 4. And part number 4 has 3 subsections. So the first section will be completing with lesson 36 and 37. 36 we'll do now, and 37 tomorrow. So before I begin with lesson 36, let's hear the recap of lesson 35, if I believe right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Danda Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Last time we had been through Sri Jaiva Dharma, and we have through lesson 35. We are going through the Rasa Tattva, the chapter Rasa Tattva. And last time we had been with lesson 35. And it included mainly the primary and secondary spiritual rasas. It included five themes in which we learned His Grace Charuchandra Prabhuji explained about Sthai Bhava, which is the king of all other bhavas. Then theme 2, it dealt with the 5 primary rasas. Theme 3 included the 7 secondary rasas. Theme 4 included the proper definition of bhava and qualifications to understand the rasas. Theme 5 included a devotee should not make a living from teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that, theme 1 included Sai Bhava, which is the king of all other bhavas and its 2 divisions. So it included Vibhava, Anubhava, Satvik Bhava, Vibhichari Bhava, and all bhavas. So we learned what is Sthai Bhava, what is primary Sthai Bhava, and the 2 divisions of Sthai Bhava. So in that, we learned that how Sthai Bhava is independent of all other bhavas and which is origin of all other results. So which includes the Shuddha Sattva Rati, and it is same as primary Sthai Bhava. The 2 divisions of Sthai Bhava is Mukhya Rati and Gauna Rati, that is secondary Bhava. Then we saw that Bhava Bhakti, the Mukhya Rati, which is being characterized as Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yes, we can hear you and see you also.
Yeah, it included the three kind of primary Mukhya Rati, that is Swartha Mukhya Rati, which nourishes itself and by the compatible bhavas. Then Parartha Mukhya Rati is for the sake of the beloved. And then Shuddha Sattva Rati, which is a pure love. It is of three kinds, that is Samanya Rati, Svecha, as well as Shanta, means peaceful. The two additional kinds, which includes Kevala and the mixed one, that is Shankula. The five primary rasas, it includes Shantaras, Madhuryaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. So Shantaras, which is not been seen in Vraja, it shows neutrality. Madhurya, which is a prominent rasa of Vraja, it explains the conjugal love. Then is Dasya rasa, which is a servitude mode, and Sakya bhava, that is a friendship. Then is Vatsalya bhava, which is parental. And likewise, we have seen this five primary rasas. The five primary rasas, as it has been explained by Sri Gopal Guru Goswami, who is Shiksha Guru of Vaninath and Vijay Kumar. So the different qualities of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Rati, they were explained. So Sakya Bhava, in which the devotee finds equal relations with Lord Krishna. Then in case of Madhurya Bhava, so there is a relishing of love and bliss in between the devotee and Lord Krishna. In case of Dasya Bhava, Krishna, it is the feeling that Lord Krishna is the master and I'm the servant. And in case of Vatsalya Bhava, it is the elders who embrace and do bless Krishna. So in case of the seven secondary, that is Gauna Rasas, which included Hasya Ras, Vismay Ras, Utsaha Ras, compassion, that is Shoka and Karuna, then is Raudra Ras, then is Bhayanak Ras, and Vibhatsa Ras. So it included this seven Gauna Rasas. So then we saw the theme 3, that is the difference between Krishna Rati and the material love, that is Vishaya Rati. So included the material love, that is Vishaya Rati. When manifested from the three modes, they are the causes of material happiness and suffering. So which is being seen in case of material one. It is pleasant when beloved is present and unpleasant when the beloved is not there. In case of spiritual love, which has been found in Krishna Rati, it has been spiritual, and we do find it is in two types. One is Sambhoga, that is the ras when one is in union with the Lord. Then Vipralamba, when one is in separation, such rasa it has been observed. So it has been dancing and other activities, they do increase the sweetness of Vibhava. Then it is Anubhava. And when it brings renunciation and other symptoms, then it has been Sanchari Bhav. So one who attains this sweet love for Krishna's form and other feature to attain Vibhava. In this way, Vibhava, Anubhava, Satvik Bhava, and Vibhichari Bhava, all they do increase Rati, and Rati in turn increases them. So there are around 49 spiritual bhavas which are found. In case of theme 4, we saw the proper definition of bhava and qualifications to understand the rasas, the two kinds of bhavas. So I delivered today the lecture on Shloka 7.24. In that also I explained about bhava, which shows the powers of Lord, the authority, how Lord is authority. And while reading this, I tried to correlate for afternoon's lecture also. So it included two bhava, that is Chintya bhava and Achintya bhava. So Chintya bhava, it is based on the logic, and the conditioned soul tries to apply the logic, and so it's on material platform, and it has been fathomable. While as Achintya bhava, Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained us, which has been inconceivable by our material mind and logic also. And it is nonetheless, it does not mean that there is no bhava, there are no emotions. So there are emotions, but these are inconceivable. So if, on the other hand, if one's heart remains wrapped in meditation on the sthai bhava and its ingredients, as this chapter, it shows the mixing of these ingredients, the eternal and perfect spiritual rasa will become manifest to the human mind. Then in case of this stream 4, what does being wrapped in meditation mean? Who is and who is not qualified to understand? So the praktani and the present meditation adhunika. By staying the material world for innumerable words, one's originally pure heart and thoughts have both become contaminated. In case of adhunika, through sadhusang and by performing spirituality, one can purify those contaminations. Then who is qualified? The one who is not on the platform of liberation, who is not karmi, who is not Shushka Gyani. So those who do not desire for anything, so those are qualified to go for the spiritual service, the devotional service. So it is in the on the highest platform. And in case of stream 5, a devotee should not make a living from teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. If a man reads and explains Srimad Bhagavatam to the people to earn money, does it comments the offenses? Only the expert and thoughtful who know how to relish the transcendental rasa are qualified to taste the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. No one is qualified. The rasas are Lord Krishna himself. So his Nam, Rup, Gun and Leela, they are on the same platform. So which are seen only with Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one must give up such a profession in which such a devotional service, it is not been there. With an honest heart, the surrender Sharanagati to the rasas, and one should take the shelter of the proper Vaishnava so that one can get into the devotional service, will certainly forgive the offender and one need not worry. So likewise in this Rasa Tattva, Prabhuji explained these 5 themes. Now we'll go for Prabhuji will proceed for now lesson 36 and over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So wonderfully done, as usual. So let me share my screen here. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, everybody can see my screen, right? Haribol?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes,
So this is the slide, you saw it before also. This is what we are talking about, the first subsection of the 4th chapter. The lessons are 34, 35, 36, and 37. 35 and 35 we did. And today we'll do 36. Tomorrow we'll do 37. Okay, so this section is all about the introduction of all the various ingredients, and Sanskrit name is called samagri, ingredients or components, how these different bhavas intermix with the main bhava, the mukhya bhava, that is the sthai bhava or stabilized bhava, stabilized ecstasy, that the devotee actually is more inclined to a particular rasa that you want to develop. So this sthai bhava is going to interact with this other bhavas, the components, in a specific order, this intermixing. And to then this bhava, mukhya bhava, the sthai bhava, then becomes rati. Okay, rati means Krishna rati, prema for Krishna in that particular ecstatic bhava, either in the Santarasha Santarasa or Dasyarasa, Sakyarasa, Vatsalarasa, and of course the Madhurya Rasa. The rest of the whole book that is remaining is going to be focused on Madhurya Rasa, but now we are going to go brief explanation and the description of how these 5 Mukhya Rasas, the primary rasas, are being formed from this Sthai Bhava by intermixing with these other bhavas, okay? And then we will hear about the formation or the genesis of the secondary rasas. There are 7 secondary rasas, and we will also hear but how there is a compatibility as well as incompatibility among these various secondary rasas that we will see later on. Okay. So this is the theme 1. This is lesson 36, 37. Theme 1 to 6. There are 6 themes, and here primarily Rajnath is asking questions number 240 through 294. So the topic here, the primary and secondary rasas, along with the respective components or the ingredients, samagri. So in this lesson 36, we will hear the genesis, this Santarati, Dasyarati, and Sakyarati. Then tomorrow, lesson 37, we will hear the Vatsalarati, and then the introduction of Madhurarati. Because Madhurarati is going to be discussed at great length towards all the way to the end of this book. And then the 6th theme will be about the secondary rasas and the compatibility as well as incompatibility among these various secondary rasas, and how it is being resolved incompatibility also we will hear. Okay. So now this is the slide that you see right now, exactly in the same format. We will see all the 5 primary rasas, and later on after the secondary rasa also we will hear that. So this particular mode that I've chosen that allows me, because of it allows me to tell you how sequentially in a given order these different bhavas interact with the mukhya bhava. Okay, so that's the reason specifically I chosen this particular way. This allows me to show in a particular given order. So first we'll talk about the Santarasa. Santarasa means it's in neutrality. And in this picture that you see is the representative example of the 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras are Sanaka Kumara, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanandana Kumara. They are the Manasa Putra, mental sons of Lord Brahma. Okay? And they were initially in this Brahman realization. So in this Santarasa, later on they become pure devotees actually. So we will see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are going to be added, these other bhavas, in a sequential order, okay? First, the Sthai Bhava. So what is the Sthai Bhava? Of course, the devotee here is aiming, so he has already inclination, because he's in the heart, his bhava is particularly stabilized, that's going to be specialized in this particular bhava here, Santarasa we are talking about, okay? The first mixing happens is a vibhava. And we already heard the description of what are the vibhavas. There are 2 kinds of vibhavas. the vibhava, alambana vibhava, and the uddipana vibhava. Alambana is the one is Vishaya and Ashraya, two kinds. Vishaya alambana and Ashraya alambana. Vishaya alambana means Vishaya means the object of worship. There is Lord Shri Krishna, and the Ashraya, the shelter that his devotees seek at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, is the Ashraya alambana. So this alambana is the one that attracts the devotee towards Krishna. Okay, and likewise Krishna is also attracted towards the devotee's particular bhava. So here vibhava, so this is the impetus which sets in motion that for tasting that particular rasa. Here the devotee, the four Kumaras are aiming for this Santa rasa. So the Vishaya Alambana is the support, and that is the four-arm form of Lord Narayana. Okay, and that is an expansion of Shri Krishna, and that is what the four Kumaras are attracted to that. And we already know from Srimad Bhagavatam how they went to Vaikuntha planet, the abode of Lord Narayana, to meet Lord Narayana, but they were prevented by Lord Narayana's two Dwarapalas, or the doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. And I don't want to get into that, but basically that's what exactly the four Kumaras are attached to Lord Narayana, the four-arm form. So they are in the awe and reverence kind of mood. The quality of supremacy and the opulence. So awe and reverence, particular feeling is there, mood is there. And what is the Uddipana? Uddipana is the ashraya, stimuli, that the particular, it provides a particular kind of stimulus for that particular bhava. So that when it mixes with the mukhya rati, mukhya bhava, sthai bhava. So here, what is that Uddipana? Uddipana is this is the Jnana Mishra Bhakti, is based on the knowledge, okay, and the fragrance. So at that point, when they actually went there to see Lord Narayana in Vaikuntha, they were exactly in that particular bhava, actually, the Brahman realization. But when Krishna, Lord Narayana, heard that his two doorkeepers are about to be going to be severely cursed, and to prevent that, to minimize the impact, he kept running without any shoes, so Lord always on his lotus feet is covered with tulasi leaves, So from the distant, when he was coming running towards the four Kumaras, right from the distance, the aroma of the tulasi leaves entered into the nostrils of these four Kumaras, and immediately they became great pure devotee, not just Brahman realization, but actually Bhagavan realization. So that is what is mentioned right here. So they are primarily Jnana Mishra Bhakta. In fact, they are the knowledge potency of Sri Bhagavan. And the sound of the conch shell also, of course, impacted with their power. The sacred mountains, forest, the Ganges, all these things are acting as the Uddipana. Uddipana means ignite that particular bhava. Literally meaning is igniting, The other examples, other than the four Kumaras, the example of Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami also was in a Shantarasa, Brahman realization, until his father, Srila Vyasadeva, tricked him through one of his disciples, who recited the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that Srila Vyasadeva had compiled, and he wanted his son Sukadeva Goswami to sing that for the main purpose, in fact, the whole entire purpose of Sukadeva Goswami's appearance is purely to let Parishit Maharaj hear Srimad Bhagavatam, because he had only 7 days to live because of the curse of a Brahmana, young Brahmana. You know? So Sukadeva Goswami also, when he heard particular key verse from Srimad Bhagavatam glorifying Shri Krishna, he also immediately gave up Shanta Bhava and came to the pure Bhagavan realization. So that's another example. The other example also we'll see is like this Bilva Mangal Thakur. These are Bilva Mangal Thakur and Sukadeva Goswami are the two examples. They were in the renounce in Shanta Rasa in favor of tasting the bliss of the rasa of the direct prema bhakti. So now we are seeing this Thai Bhava first mixes with the Vibhava, both the Alambana Vibhava and the Udipana Vibhava, okay? And then comes as a result of mixing that, because Vibhava is very, very important, that sets in motion, then these symptoms, external bodily symptoms develop, that particular bhava actually follows anubhava. The word anu means that follows. So those are the visible symptoms. Like here in Santarasa, they are typical, specific for a particular rasa. That's good. Here we are discussing Shantarasa. When we talked about Dasya Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, Madhura Rasa, we will see a different kind of anubhavas. Okay. So here the specific anubhavas that manifest externally in the devotee's body, here in Shantarasa, it's avadhuta. The word avadhuta means those ascetics, they don't follow any particular norms or codes of social order, you know. And there is the absence of affection towards prema bhaktas. They are completely in neutrality, you know. That's why freedom from all the proprietorship and false ego, of course. Then the other symptoms develop is yawning, contorting the limbs. Contorting means kind of pulling back, you know, like that. Then after the anubhava, the symptoms develop, then there are transient bhavas come into play later on, of course, towards the end, in between the sattvic bhavas. Sattvic bhavas, they originate from the pure sattva, you know, the visible ecstatic symptoms. They are bodily, they are these, how do you differentiate these anubhavas? They are also external bodily bhavas. Then the sattvic bhavas, they are involuntary, okay? Like because of the immense experience of this feeling, ecstatic feelings. So the bodily hairs stand on, Sanskrit name is called some romancha, perspiration, sweda, they become stunned, and the Sanskrit name stamba. Stamba means a pillar. So like a pillar, they become stunned when they see this, you know, when they experience those particular feelings, ecstatic feelings. So those are very, very prominent sattvic bhavas. And then the sanchari bhavas. As we know, sanchari bhavas, or also called vyabhichari bhavas, they come and go like waves, you know. They're commonly seen like bhavas like remorse, any offenses they might have committed in the past, they feel remorse for that. Self-disparagement, disparagement means like self-denigration, that danya bhava, you know, nirveda, patience, jubilations, conviction. There are 33 kinds of Vyabhichari bhavas, but here these are the prominent in Santarasa: understanding, remembrance, despondency, ardent desire, absorption and excitement, and of course some argument, because they are on the Jnana platform, of course. So this is general description. And what is this particular slide? Let me expand on that. So there are two types of sthai bhava, shantarati. Sthai bhava, that are destined to become santarasa. Right now it is santarati. That means rati means a prema for Krishna in neutrality. The two kinds, one is the sama, or the equipoised, and the other one is sandra. And this word should be very familiar to you. Sandrananda Vishesatma, remember? That's in Bhava Bhakti platform. So it's a condensed bliss. First, let's talk about this sama. What is equipoised? They occur in asama pragnata. Gnata means to know. Okay, so this is, they go into the trance, samadhi, but this samadhi, this trance in sama, equipoised position, is not absolute, not complete. The practitioner may achieve the trance, but the soul has not yet reached to perceive his own swarupa, his own particular characteristic, primary characteristic, that he is the devotee of Lord Shri Krishna and is meant to serve him. Here, this Santarasa devotee is neutrality, actually. So the jubilation, trembling, and horripilation, all these perspiration, and all of those powers, tremendous excitement and all these things, they manifest in the body due to the experiencing spurti of the Lord. Now, spurti, you have been hearing quite often, and we are going to again hear in day after tomorrow, actually. Spurti is actually a visual manifestation of the Lord in a particular bhava, actually, and it's usually momentary. That we'll see more details in just 2 days. So, and then the Sandrananda, that is the Sandra means condensed, Ananda means bliss, condensed bliss. That here, unlike sama equipoised samadhi, here this is called nirvikalpa samadhi. It's complete, absolute samadhi, trance in which all the functions of the mind are completely arrested, focused, because of complete annihilation of avidya, ignorance, that might have been preventing for that. So that's completely removed at that point, where one directly see Bhagavan right before him, sakshata. So there's either a paroksha, indirect, or sakshata means the direct. Okay, then there are two kinds or types. Now, Santarasa, we are now making a transition to Dasya Rasa. Okay, now we are going to hear Dasya Rasa. So there are two kinds of Dasya Rasa. Anugrahya, Patra Dasya. Anugrahya means the object of mercy, and Lalya, Patra. Patra means the candidate for that, that is eligible for that, for Dasya Rasa, the object of affection. So there are two types of Dasya. We heard two kinds, and two kinds of Dasya, they mean about almost same, actually. So that is Priti. So it's also called Dasya Rasa, is also called Prita Bhakti Rasa. Prita means prema. In serving the Lord, is also a great prema is there. So one kind is the Sambrahma Prita, or a kind of a respectful affection, and the other one is Gaurava Prita. So in the first kind, Sambrahma Prita, the devotee is much more kind of composed, okay, and much more Dainya Bhav. But in Gaurava Prita, he has little pride that now he is occupying the very coveted position, being a servant, personal servant of the Lord. So he feels great pride. So now he assumes just that he's a servant. Lord is obliged at him to give him what he wants, So love mixed with pride, actually. See, that's what happens actually when you become more and more intimate. Intimacy is become focused, then you desire something more from the Lord. So in a Sambrahma Prita, a very respectful affection, the mood is of being qualified enough, just enough to receive the Lord's mercy. He doesn't demand anything from the Lord. This Gaurava, he assumes the Lord should provide him all the care, nourishing, shelter, maintaining him, so on like that. He assumes that Lord will provide him, should take care of him, So that's the big difference between them. Sambrahma Priti towards Vrindavan. So Sambrahma Priti is actually towards Vrindavan Krishna, Braja Krishna, arises in those who have the self-conception that I am Krishna's servant, and he is very, very happy about it, Whereas in Gaurava Prita, the mood is of Krishna should take care of nourishing and maintaining me. So the word Gaurava means the pride actually, refers to the relationship with Krishna based on the conception that Krishna is both my father and guru. So he will, just like a child, he assumes his parents will take care of him, no matter what. So in that kind of feeling, that kind of mood, the devotee feels. So don't misunderstand. It's not a false kind of pride. Yeah. So here the 4 types of Krishna Dasya Rasa Sarvan. So I'm showing you this previous slide and this slide. With this slide, I will show you exactly the kind of slide I showed you, the Shanti Rasa, where how the sequential mixing of different bhavas takes place in a particular order. Okay, so these 2 slides are there. I'm showing you in a full blown up picture, so that you can discuss it openly. So there are 4 types of this Dasya servants. Prasrita, also known as Adhikrita, what it means, who are qualified to humbly look down when they stand before their master. Obviously, they are in a servitude mood. So in a great respectful, reverential mood, they are in there, And the examples are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, and other chief demigods. And of course, demigoddesses too, So by fulfilling their administrative duties, but they are appointed to run the universe on a day-to-day basis. Lord gives the general direction, overall policy, how it's to be done. But day-to-day things, Krishna doesn't interfere there, That is given to these appointed administrators, and they are appropriately empowered to do their job. So by fulfilling their administrative duties in running the universe, they eventually become qualified to serve Krishna directly. So there's the first type, and then there are 3 kinds of Agnata Vritti, also known as Ashrita. Ashrita means shelter, who had taken his shelter and humbly carrying out his orders. He's in a servitude mood. He wants to carry out. He's anxiously waiting that Krishna will give him the order, So there it's a Sharanagata kind of mood is there, completely surrendered souls. There's also, because remember, from Santrasa is progressing towards Dasya Rasa. So there's a Jnani kind of also there, wise philosophers. And among them, the example is Shaunaka Rishi. Remember, Shaunaka Rishi was there in one of the leading stage in the 88,000 sages of Naimisharanya gathered to hear the narration of the Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami the chief listener, of course, is Parikshit Maharaj. But Shaunaka Rishi, on behalf of other sages, they used to ask series of questions, right? The prominent 6 questions, very, very prominent. So Shaunaka Rishi was in this kind of mood, Dasyarasa, and other sages who have rejected the desire for impersonal liberation and have now taken shelter of Lord Hari. Okay? And in the Sharanagata mood, surrender souls, the examples Kaliya, after he becomes subdued by Krishna and recognize who Krishna really is, and the kings who were imprisoned by Jarasandha, and when Krishna came and freed them from that imprisonment by killing Jarasandha, by having killed Jarasandha by Bhima. And then there is a Sevanishta. Sevanishta means those intent in serving, very, very inclined towards serving. And that examples is Chandradhvaja, Bahuleshva. These are the examples discussed in the Bhagavatam. And the third kind is Vishvasta. Vishvasa means faith, great faith, also known as Parishada. Parishada means servant, Krishna's associate who have full faith in their master. In that category, the examples are Uddhava, Daruka. Who is Daruka? Daruka is the charioteer of Lord Shri Krishna. Satyaki, they not only advise the Lord, but also serve him. And among the Kauravas include, of course, Bhima, Parikshit, Prashidbhara, Vidura, and so on like that. And the last kind is the Prabhu Gnane Namrata Buddhi, Namra Buddhi, very, very in a obedient way, in a great reverential mood, also known as Anugata, Krishna's following who are humble and very conscious of his superiority. 2 kinds, Krishna's superiority. One is the Vraja devotees. Among them, the Krishna's friends are in Dasyarasa, not friends, Dasyarasa, servants. Is Raktaka, Patraka, Patri, Madhukanta, and so on like that. And servants in Dwarka, they are Mandala, Stamba, Sutamba, etc. Okay, let's take a short break, 5 minutes. And then I'll show you that familiar slide for the Dasyarasa, how the intermixing of the bhavas with Sthai bhava takes place in a sequential order. So in that slide, you will see those 2 slides I just discussed. Hare Krishna.
Mind blowing, Prabhu. Okay, Hare Krishna. Such
Oh,
a
Hare
difference between Dasya Prabhu, Dasya Rasa is just mind blowing, Prabhu. Can't imagine the level of depth this is going, the subject is going. Hare Krishna.
Exactly. And each of the rasas you will see such great devotees, Is the degree of intimacy is gradually going to be increasing as devotees move forward.
And examples are wonderful. Otherwise, without examples, we could not relate.
Yeah. In each of the types, we saw the examples actually.
Examples, correct. That is like a
And
golden slide, Prabhu. It's like a golden slide. Where we can get this kind of information? It's close to impossible.
Yeah, this the Bhaktivinoda Thakur provides all this detailed information in his book,
Yeah.
And that's why this Jaiva Dharma book is really very, very extensive.
Mm.
And actually, this book, as I told you, there is replete with errors, printing errors. It's very poorly proofread. So I have to constantly, when I prepare these lessons, PowerPoints, I have to constantly read the other 2 books also, and compare what 2 of the 3 books agree that I take it, and so that's what you see in my slides. So initially I was not aware of all these things, the errors, when I became error, then I started correcting that. So now I constantly have to read 3 books to prepare. The 3 books is, I showed you the pictures, The main book is this one, of course. It is the same, all 3 books are the translation of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali text, okay? The translation differences are there, basically. But I like the second book better now. Now after coming towards almost to the end, I like second book better because it's very without any printing errors.
You may mention at some point that second book, Prabhu. Okay, maybe it
The
was
second
written
book is actually translated by this Gaudiya Pantha, It's translated from the Hindi edition of Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. The third book is, of course, by a translated by Bhanuswami Maharaj. So I read all 3 books, consult, then I prepare my PowerPoints.
પ્રભુજી આપણે આમાંથી કયા દાસ બનવું જોઈએ?
આમાંથી
અદ્ભુત છે, બધા જ અદ્ભુત દાસો છે.
Yeah. આપણો હૃદયમાં શું ભાવ છે એના પર ડિપેન્ડ થાય બધું. નેચરલ ભાવ શું છે હૃદયમાં?
પ્રભુજી આપણે આશા તો રાખી શકીએ ને, આમ ડિઝાયર રાખી શકીએ ને કે આપણે કોઈ જન્મમાં આવા બની શકીએ.
ગોલ હોવો જોઈએ.
Yes,
આપણે અત્યારે સાધક છે, પ્રેક્ટિશનર, પણ આપણો ગોલ હોવો છે કે અહીંયા જવું છે. અને એ ગોલ જે છે એ આ બુક વાંચન નથી થતું, પોતાના હૃદયમાં નેચરલી ભાવ હોવો જોઈએ.
યસ પ્રભુજી, વેરી ટ્રુ.
આપણે બધા અનર્થ નિવૃત્તિ સ્ટેજમાં છીએ બધા. એ કેવી રીતે એ અનર્થ તો કેવી રીતે કાઢી નાખવા, એમાં જ આપણે અત્યાર સુધી રહ્યા છીએ. That rate limiting step.
એક વખત તો સમય આવશે ને, અનર્થ નિવૃત્તિ આપણું દૂર થશે, એવો એક વખત તો સમય આવશે ને.
આવશે જરૂર, ભગવાનની કૃપા છે તો જરૂર આવશે જ ને. અચ્છા, ચલો હવે let's start. It's almost over now. All right. So now this is also the slide you will see in that main slide. Krishna's Swarupa, or his Swarupa Lakshana, primary characteristic. I took the 2 kinds of that. Sambrahma Priti Rasa. In Gokula, the 2-arm form is Alambana, and the other is the 4-arm form. As a coward boy, this is Vraja Krishna, of course, is always 2-arm form, and he's the dark complexion, as radiant as fresh monsoon cloud, while holding always Vraja Krishna. You will see Murli, the flute, okay. And there are 3 kinds of flute that we discuss about that. Whereas Vrindavan, when Krishna is in Dwarka or Mathura, he does not play flute actually. The pictures that you see, that's not right. He gave up his flute playing when he left Vraja actually. And of course, his sparkling yellow dhoti and wearing a crown of peacock feather on his head. The 4-arm form, now remember, 4-arm form is not Narayana, okay? Krishna sometimes displays 4-arm form. In other places, he sometimes is seen. Like remember in one incident when gopis, right after the rasa dance, he suddenly disappeared and took Radharani with him, and all the other gopis. And Raksha Mataji, તમે તો ગોપી ગીત ગાઓ છો તમને બધું ખબર છે. At that time, the gopis will start looking all over for him. At that time, Krishna showed 4-arm form just to, and the gopis saw that, paid their respectful obeisances, and then moved on. They did not want to see the 4-arm form. But when Radharani, in front of Radharani, when he did that, he could not maintain the 4-arm form. So Radha's bhakti is so intense. Okay, these are the different Swarupa Lakshana of Krishna. Of course, we know the 64 qualities, but these are very, very particular about that. Millions of universes situated in every pore of his body. See, that's the amazing thing about Krishna. You know, the contrasting thing is there, that he is a micro as well as macro. He is there in every atom of the universe in atomic form, okay? And his entire multiple universes are situated in his body. Two contrasting things are there. He is the ocean of compassion. Daya Nidhi, Nidhi means the ocean. The possessor of inconceivable potencies, 6 kinds of potencies, served by all types of mystic powers, the seed of all the incarnation developed, manifest from Sri Krishna. He steals the hearts of all the Atmaramas. Atmaramas mean like Sukadeva Goswami, these 4 Kumaras, they were all Atmaramas. Self-happy, self-satisfied within themselves. Even their heart also get blown up by Krishna. He is the supreme controller, of course, supreme object of worship. He knows everything. He is determined. He has all the wealth. He is tolerant and forgiving. See that, Raksha Mataji? See, he is tolerant and forgiving. When we surrender
Yes,
to him, he understands our weaknesses. But he gradually purifies us. He protects the surrendered souls. He's very happy. He's always truthful. He's truthful, but sometimes he does twist his words for a particular pastimes. And that's why he tells Arjuna to declare Name Bhakta Pranashati, because he's known to change his words, you know. So that's why he told Arjuna to declare that his devotees never perish. He's expert, of course. He brings all auspiciousness. He's powerful. He's religious. Religious means, of course, Sanatana Dharma. He sees religion means all whatever Krishna said, that is the morality. That is the principles of religion. He sees through the eyes of the scriptures. Scriptures came from him. He is the best well-wishing friend. Surudaya Sarvabhutanam. He is generous. He's glorious. He's grateful. Grateful to, remember, na parayaham. Gopis, he said that I'm indebted to you. I will never be able to repay what you have done for me. He is the resting place of fame. He is the best. He's powerful. He's controlled by love. In this way, Lord Hari is the alambana, Vishaya alambana, for his 4 kinds of servants that we just discussed. Okay, now we see this familiar slide, okay? So this is now Dasarasa, how Dasarasa, the genesis of it, okay? And this slide that I'm just pointing on, this slide we already discussed, so I won't go into that. So I'll focus on this, but notice the pictures. I'm really attracted to this particular picture. Let's see this young Krishna in a typical covered dress, holding this flute. That really is the alambana for me. Really, for every devotee, I'm sure that, you know, and how he embraces his servants and all these pictures you can see there. Okay, now we'll focus on this, okay? how the intermixing takes place. I won't show this thing now because this I already discussed. I removed those slides. So we'll focus on this third one. Okay, so Dasya Rasa. Okay, we are talking about Dasya Rasa now. Same slide, similar slide is shown in Santarasa, right? So Dasya Rasa, again, the mixing of these bhavas in that particular order takes place, but the specific kind of bhavas are mixed now. The sthai bhava is also inclined towards Dasya Rasa is going to develop, okay, from that. So these are specialized. So sthai bhava here is this inclination is toward becoming servant of Lord Krishna. So Lord is all mine, mamatva bhava is there. And so sthai bhava first mixes with vibhava, first the alambana vibhava, the vishaya and ashraya kind, the impetus tasting, vishaya support. So here, what are the two specific things? Alambana is there. Krishna holding the flute in his two hands. That is the alambana for this Dasya Rasa, the servants of Krishna. They get stimulated by always want to see Krishna with his flute. So that means Vraja Krishna, Krishna and his servants. And then Udipana, there is Ashraya, stimuli. And then Udipana is again the sound of Krishna's flute, is buffalo horn bugle, that picture which I just showed you. And I'm again going to show you that picture. And his smiling glance, hearing the narration of his glories, his lotus footprints, all these things, when this Dasya devotee sees, they get tremendously excited about that. His bodily limbs, in fragrance of his transcendental body. And then as a result of mixing these vibhavas with this sthai bhava, automatically these external bodily symptoms follow, anubhavas. And what are those anubhavas? Dancing, all the udbhasvaras that we discussed, udbhasvaras sometime back when we talked about how vibhavas interact. Actually, vibhava interacts through this udbhasvara. Udbhasvara is the one catalytic function it provides that, you know. And that is what it is in the heart that comes in the rest of the body, in the mind. Unless there is that particular feeling in the heart, the mind cannot see it. And the mind transmits to the external bodily symptoms, bodily senses. So that's what you need to understand. This Udbhasvara is very, very important. We discussed that when we talked about Vibhava. So what is this Udbhasvara? This respect for the personal friends, etc. To perform one's duties in every situation. Now, Krishna assigns various duties to all his members. Some of these servants, they play a role in uniting the gopis with Krishna. Some gopis, they show some mana, you know, hard to get kind of thing. And these devotees, these particular servants of Krishna, they are very, very specialized. Some of them are very, very specialized how to convince the gopis to see Krishna. We discuss all this thing in Ujjwal Nilamani also. To perform one's duty in every situation, to follow orders, and to have faith in Krishna. So these are the specialized anubhavas that manifest in the external body of these Dasya devotees. And then follows sattvic bhavas, the visible ecstatic symptoms, these are which are involuntary. Among many of these sattvic bhavas, being stunned is the most prominent. Then these sanchari bhavas, out of the 33, the list is given right here. Joy, pride, determination, remorse, humility, anxiety, remembrance, all these things really they facilitate in serving the Lord in Dasya Bhav. Eagerness, argumentativeness. Sometimes they argue with Krishna that this is the way better to convince that particular gopi, and you should do this way, like that. They would advise too. So they are personal servants, confidential servants of Krishna. Madness, concealment, awakening, dream, exhaustion, disease, and death. These are not real death; they are apparent one. Death-like symptoms. Okay, now this same slide I'm showing again to have you focus on these pictures. Just look at that picture. It will steal your heart. And what we are talking about, this alambana, uddipana, what you really exactly understand what it means, you just look at this picture. Look at this picture in your leisure time. I was really stunned seeing this picture, you know. As if Krishna is right in front of you, you know. And what I want you to do is shown here. Personally, even as an ordinary devotee, we are very, very ordinary devotee, right? Struggling to make progression. Okay. Even ordinary devotee, and I become stunned by looking at the picture. What to speak of those Ragatinga Bhakta, advanced devotees? Just imagine. You'll give you some sense of feeling about that. Even an ordinary devotee of Raja Krishna, beholding just a picture of Krishna standing, let alone beholding his exquisite beauty face to face, you don't have that fortune as yet. It is no wonder how his Ragatika devotees must have been feeling the Vishaya Alambana. I just wanted to get that feeling. Just watch that picture. Watch that picture, okay? At your leisure time. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hey, Kiri Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Prabhu. That picture has really some attraction, Prabhu. You're 100% correct. Just go back to the previous slide, Prabhu.
Very
Yeah,
true,
of course.
Prabhuji. Very true.
It has something, Prabhu. It has really something. Just go back to the previous slide, Prabhu. If you don't mind.
Look at this picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I could blow it up. Right? I should blow it up. I'll send you
Yeah.
that.
It has really some attraction, Prabhu. Not some.
Because when you focus your heart on it, you know, you'll see that vibration in you, you know, the transcendental vibration you'll see in you. I just kept watching the picture when I selected that picture.
Prabhuji, slide glance is so
How
beautiful.
it I'm not a gopi, but you will experience gopi bhava in that. You will experience gopi bhava if you really focus your mind on it. I guarantee you will feel that gopi bhava. What is gopi bhava? You come very, very pretty close to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, one comment, Prabhu. Prabhuji, the slides are so professional, Prabhu. I just can't explain how professional they are looking now. There's no
Professional
words.
तो नहीं है. Professional तो बात दूर के रही. But I spend a lot of hours until my mind is satisfied. Even a slight error I see, I really do it. Hours and hours I spend that. You know?
They were like a different level, Prabhu, now, actually speaking. After you move to this black and white.
We all have powers with Krishna. You know, we all have a particular relationship. The Raksha Mata has a particular relationship with Krishna. You know? We cannot compare. Thank you, Prasad Prabhu. You're very, very kind. But I just want you, every one of you today who are present, just take you some time and focus on that picture that I just shared with you. Okay.
I think it has a potential to change our life.
Yeah, thank you. Any particular point, question?
No.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah,
As
Dandavat
Prasad
Pranam.
Prabhu said, the picture and the slides are exquisite, Prabhu. After the black and white, it's so clear, Prabhu, to read and everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing the picture also.
Yeah.
Thank
Prabhuji, these slides are not yet come to in Gmail account, Prabhu. I was just trying to search.
No, Prabhuji, we received.
Okay,
Yes,
maybe I
we have
missed it.
received, Prabhu.
Very
Yeah,
soon.
Kindly check your email, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll check it.
Now, when we publish this thing, I'm not sure Sanjeev will be able to have some of the at least color slides. So this picture has to be seen in the color slide,
Correct,
If you
Prabhu.
see the black and white,
Prabhuji,
is the charm.
Prabhuji, if it is okay, I will ask out of the subject, Prabhu, if you permit. Okay,
Yeah,
on the
we'll talk
project
about it.
on
Yeah,
Sunday. Okay.
Sanjeev Prabhu is going to find out about from the publishers,
Okay. Prabhuji, are you writing any narrative, Prabhu, for each slide? I'm a bit worried on that point.
I'm thinking about, but it's a lot of work. We'll see. It's
I
a study
understand,
guide,
Prabhu.
basically.
Yeah.
Basically,
But
study
just
guide.
a narrative,
We-
Prabhu, it helps a great extent, Prabhu. Yeah. A small narrative, if not a very big.
Yeah,
Okay, with
we'll
size of
discuss
11.
in our,
Yeah, we'll discuss.
because I make the slides. Remember, usually in a PowerPoint, you don't want too many wordings, right? But this I made this year because I wanted the one who is the slides. They need to be completely self-sufficient. They don't need to even go to the book. That's
Correct,
why
Prabhu.
it
Correct.
is
I
self-sufficient,
completely agree,
Yes,
Prabhu.
that's what I
But
meant.
I still have some points, Prabhu. We'll discuss on Sunday, Prabhu. Some
I could have
definitions.
put it in just few. I could have put in just few words, right? But then person has to listen to the lecture. Here you don't have to listen to the lecture. You just see the slide. Everything you get it from there.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. We'll discuss, Prabhu. The slides should be self-sufficient for the devotees or the people who are reading, okay, your book, Prabhu. Okay, it should be in that way. We should not be referring the original text because you already spent huge amount of time, and we should be in a position to grasp it very quickly when we read the slides. That is how it should be, Prabhu. We will work it out.
Converting those color slides, this dark black, and into black and white itself is a lot of work involved, But we'll talk about that later. So let's talk about any particular question, comments you have about this. Today we discussed Shanta Rasa, Dasya Rasa, and Sakya Rasa, right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada.
Thank you.
Prabhu, very wonderful presentation. Thank you very much for your kind efforts in this regard for all of us. We are just enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Mighty obliged to you, all of you. If you are not there, I would not have done all this thing, right?
So I have one question regarding this presentation. The slide, I don't know the number of the slide, but the Shantarati were explaining about Sama. And then below that you wrote Asamprad.
The Sanskrit names are there, but basically it tells you one is the equipoised in one case, the other case is a little bit different, That's what it is.
Yes,
but show you
I didn't understand Sama is equipoised, and then how it is coming from Asampradnyata or something like that. Asampradnyata, is it? So Pradnyata means to know. And
that's what it is. But read the English translation of that, what it says,
Yeah, because Asam and Sama is equipoised and Asama is not equipoised. So I was thinking, what is exactly the meaning of Asampradnyata?
Let me show you that slide again, I guess. I don't think are you able to see the slide?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, I have to share the slide again. In the meantime, think about the questions, okay?
In the meantime, if you allow, I can tell one pastime.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Just recently, I heard one lecture in that there was something which you shared today about Uddipana was there. How there was a very close associate of Mahaprabhu called Mukunda Sarkar. He was a physician and he was treating the Nawab at that time. And once the Nawab fell sick and he summoned him and he came, and you know, the Nawab will sit on top of the throne. Like there's so a lot of steps, if you have seen, like Akbar used to sit on top of the, and then there are a lot of steps leading to his throne. So Mukunda Sarkar climbed the steps one by one and he reached, and he was treating the patient. That means he was treating the Nawab, he was taking his pulse. And when he was taking his pulse, he looked at the Nawab and then he looked at the person who was fanning the Nawab, and the person who was fanning the Nawab was fanning with a peacock feather, with a peacock fan. So the moment he saw the peacock feathers, he remembered Krishna, and so much was his Uddipana, so much of love he felt that all the Ashtasatvika Bhavas appeared in him, and he tumbled down all the stairs, all the way down. And he fell and started foaming from his mouth, and he was trembling. And then the Nawab, who was a patient, became the doctor. He came down the stairs and he was examining him. What happened to you? And in this way, nobody knew what was happening. And when the Nawab, he understood that what was happening to him actually, because he was also a great devotee of Allah. So he knew that he was a devotee of Krishna. So he close to his ears, he went to his ears and he said, Krishna, Krishna, like that. And the moment he said that, he opened his eyes. Mukunda Sarkar opened his eyes and he found himself in the arms of the Nawab. And the Nawab was saying, are you okay? What happened to you? And he said, no, I had epilepsy fits. I had a fit, and during when you have the fits, all the mouth will start foaming. So he said, no, I have this problem. I have fits. Sometimes I fall down like unconscious. And immediately the Nawab said, no, you are lying. This is not fits. This is love of God. This is love of Allah. So
you're right, absolutely right. Now in this slide, you see, I think the word equipoise, it does not connect with the description of that. What is equipoise? Shanta devotee are equipoise. Santarasa devotees are equipoise, means they don't have particular, in kind of complete neutrality. They don't have any kind of that that we see in other rasa, dasya rasa, sakya rasa, and so on like that. So that is what I believe that equipoise means right here. Only for the projecting a neutrality of a Santarasa devotee.
Yes, bro. I understood. I only wanted to know what is asampradnyata samadhi. What is the meaning of asampradnyata? Because you said pradnyata means knowing, knowledge.
Explain right here, samadhi, that samadhi is not complete.
Okay.
The practitioner achieved the trance. The soul is not yet achieved to perceive his own swarupa, So mind and body is trance, but the soul is not. That's what it is actually.
Okay, got it.
When they use a word and there's a prefix a means negates the original meaning.
Yes.
Some pragnata means is completely occupied, completely focused in it, right? Asama means opposite of it.
Yes.
Samadhi is partial.
Yes.
Related to what we see in this Sandra kind, there's Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that's completely.
No, this side I understood. This side was clear.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking, how is it that asampradnyata samadhi, which is like not reaching its, it has not yet achieved the practitioner has not yet achieved. He has achieved the trance, but not reached to the full.
Yeah, I think there's probably a gradation. I think that's indicated here.
Okay.
Gradation.
Okay.
Sandra with the condensed bliss, that the very word condensed bliss. So he's at a higher platform
Yes.
Then this one seems to me like that, you know.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare.
Hare
Shall I
Krishna.
remove the slide now? Shall I remove the slide?
Prabhu?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So, Mataji, you have any particular other point to make?
No, Prabhu, this is wonderful. I understood now. This is the difference between the two Sama, equipoised, and Sandra, which is condensed bliss. So it just wants to, okay, understood. Prabhu.
Equipoise
Thank you.
means he's completely neutral, you know.
Yeah, so that has not got anything to do with the asampradnyata
No.
samadhi. Yes,
No.
yes. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Any other questions, points? Please feel free.
Hare Krishna.
Before I turn over to Sharad Prabhuji, we all missed him, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Samita Mataji, yes.
Prabhuji, very beautiful class. So it was mentioned in Shanta Rasa, Shukdev Goswami and Vilamangal Thakur, they gave up Shanta Rasa for.
They were in the beginning. Later on, they become Bhagavan realization.
Prabhuji, Shukdev Goswami, we know, but I have no idea about Vilamangal Thakur. How was he in Shanta Rasa?
I don't know much, so maybe Sharad Prabhuji can tell. I just showed you what the book I saw it, that example. I don't know much about Vilamangal Thakur. I know a little bit about it, but not much. But I think Sharad Prabhuji is conducting various classes. I mean, various this thing with all of you. I think he might be included in that list. I'm not sure. Sharad Prabhuji could tell us. Sharad Prabhuji, why don't you take it?
Yes, Prabhuji. We'll include him because we know part of the story of his present life when he met Krishna. But there is a story of his previous birth also. The whole thing, if well told, then things will be very, very clear.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. I'll wait for that. Bhaktamala.
Yes, how he became like that, how he, in his previous life, he had gone up to almost Bhava Bhakti stage. Then how he fell down and what happened in his next life and all these things. There is a long story. Yes, we will include in that in the biography of the saints, that is Bhaktamal series. And when we learn, then the things will be very, very clear. How from Santarati he became the devotee of the Supreme Lord. He achieved Prema Bhakta. Rather, the Supreme Lord Krishna himself, he was holding his hand and he was guiding him. He was providing him all the necessities that happened to him. And it is a long story. We'll include that, Prabhuji, certainly.
Okay, all right. Now, speaking about the alambana, you know, even in an our platform, I wouldn't say material platform, but see, when I hear Raksha Mataji, she immediately reminds me about that Gopi Gita, you know. So you see that something about that particular person reminds, that is what is alambana actually, you know. Alambana or Uddipana. In our case, it is the Uddipana, of course, you know. So just as soon as whenever I two things strikes me about Raksha Mataji. One thing, her lowliam, intense desire to serve, and the second thing about this Gopi Gita that she sings with such great power, immediately that Uddipana strikes me, you know.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, please, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Only blessings of Guru and Gauranga. And Prabhuji, I have taken the vow till my end. I will learn all the Acharya's songs.
Wonderful. That will be
till
great.
my last day. Prabhuji, I'm so excited. I daily learn one song. I try to learn.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have a great
With your blessings, Prabhuji. यहाँ पे join होने के बाद अब मेरा बहुत ही progress हुआ है. कीर्तन से मेरी जान बन गया है, प्रभु जी.
Now you remind
I
you
can't.
when I just your name reminds me about that, all these things.
Hari bol Prabhu. Dandavat pranam.
Riksha Mataji, one request in some of the classes you can sing Jiva Goswami's Yugalastakam.
Okay, Prabhuji. I will try. Sure,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Mataji, one more request, Mataji. Okay.
Okay, Sharat Prabhuji, you want
One
to
more
add
request
some?
for us to learn. For us to learn,
Yeah.
Mataji. Maybe you can sing and put it in our WhatsApp group, Mataji. Okay. We
Which
will
song,
hear and learn
Prabhuji? Which song?
if it is fine for you. Any
Which song,
song.
Prabhuji?
Okay. Any song, Mataji, whatever song you are learning and practicing.
Dear
No?
Mataji, we don't know many
Famous.
tunes of various songs. Yeah.
1% at a time. 1% at a time.
Yeah.
Yes.
My suggestion is only to the Mataji is, okay, you liked one song very much, okay, and it is easy for the persons like me to learn who don't know any singing. So you can sing and just record it, okay, in WhatsApp, no, the record option is there, no, you can just play it in our group, Bhakti Shastri group, hai na? So that we also can learn.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So, Prabhuji, you have to always listen our kirtan very from beginning. आप कीर्तन हमारा मिस मत करिए तो बहुत ही मजा आएगा आपको.
Sure. I will also practice
हमारा
that.
लेक्चर के स्टार्टिंग में जो कीर्तन होता है वो कीर्तन हमेशा सुनिए तो आपको और ज्यादा अटैचमेंट होगा कीर्तन के बारे में.
जी, I will follow that. Thank you very much.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Sanjeev, sorry. Sharat Prabhuji, go ahead, continue.
Thank you, brother. Nityasaki Mataji was saying something. Nityasaki Mataji, do you have any point?
Yeah, I was saying, if Raksha Mataji puts her songs, Rasamta Mataji, Lalita Priya Mataji, because we don't know so many tunes for different songs. So that we'll be able to learn. So presently I'm learning music also, like harmonium and going through, so that it will help me. Like presently I have learned Achyutam, Keshavam, etc. So if we get the tunes of it, I will try on harmonium also. It will be easy.
So a wonderful idea, Mataji. We will try.
Hari Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Nityasaki Mataji. Sharat Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Like today, we learned about Santarasa, but there are so many misconceptions about Santarasa. I'll try to correct or rectify some of them. We know that the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, he realized in three aspects. That is Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabdata, that is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why some people think that the Santarasa worship, in the Santarasa, the devotees worship Bhagavan in his Brahman form. But please remember that this is not correct. All the rasas are related to Bhagavan only, and in his personal aspect. There is no rasa in Brahman realization, because in Brahman realization, there is no distinct identity between the Jiva and the Brahman. And Santarasa means that the devotee has an understanding that the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Krishna, is the personification of Brahman. He is in full of opulences and he does not need anything from anybody. Thus, the devotee thinks that the Bhagavan is perfect and that the devotee has no ability to do anything for him. Moreover, there is no such need on the part of the Bhagavan also. Now, these Santa Bhaktas, they like to meditate on Bhagavan and remain very detached from everything else. And they know that mukti is not possible without bhakti. But this Santa Arati Bhakta, he is not interested in Sayujya Mukti. Then there is another aspect. When Santa Bhaktas they depart, they go from this material world, where do they go to? It seems that without personal service to Bhagavan, he would then default to an impersonal form of liberation. This somebody may think, but this is also not true. The Santa Bhaktas, they go to Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, everybody has got a 400 form, like Lord Narayana. Now, think of Vaikuntha is the kingdom where Vishnu is the king. And there are many devotees, many people who are living in that kingdom, and they're like their king, but do not have any personal relationship with him. That is how the kings are. Now then, another question is renunciation something unique about the Santa Bhaktas? Now, the examples include the four Kumaras, which we learned today, and also Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni was also a Santa Bhakta because, as you know, given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kapila was born, Kardama immediately he left for the forest to meditate on the Supreme Lord. And we heard about Sukhdev Goswami and Bilomangal Thakur also, how they become the devotees. Now the next question is, do some devotees choose to attain Brahman over a personal servitor relationship with God in the spiritual world? Now the answer is also no to this. No devotee chooses Brahman over the personal aspect. Devotees have no interest in Brahman realization. They want Bhagavan realization only. Then another doubt with the devotees is that what really happens to the soul when it attains Brahman? Does the soul vanish? Does it merge with the Supreme Lord? Now, as we know from Bhagavad Gita, that the soul cannot vanish ontologically. It is not possible. It is a reality and it cannot be destroyed. The soul cannot be destroyed. That is the basic teaching of Bhagavad Gita. It is given in the chapter 2. Now, in Brahman realization, the soul identifies with Brahman. You can understand from our situation that we have been taught that we are the soul and we are not the body. But we do not feel so. We feel as if we are the body. And this is because we identify with the body. Though we know the theory, in practice, we do not practice, we do not know how to practice it. And a similar thing happens in Brahman realization. The Jiva does not feel distinct from Brahman because it identifies with it. Now, then you may question, so attaining Brahman, is it a reality? Now the answer is yes. Now the next doubt may arise, does one fall down to this material world after attaining Brahman? Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, it has been made very clear. Brahman is the impersonal aspect of Bhagavan, and there is no variety in it. There is no duality in all-pervading consciousness. And entering Brahman means that there is no sense of separate identity. It is like a drop of water entering into the ocean. Now, the drop of water which has entered into the ocean does not become the ocean, but a drop is still a drop, but now it has no separate identity in the whole ocean. That is how it is to be understood. Now, separate identity and separate existence are two different things. In rasa, there is separate identity and separate existence, but there is oneness out of prema. Now, in Brahman realization, there is a separate existence, but there is no separate identity. Therefore, there is no prema. Now, another question may be asked that to attain liberation into Brahman, the Advaitavadis, they resort to bhakti. they take the path of bhakti because only Krishna can award liberation. Now the Advaitavadis, they also talk about the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and doing bhakti to him. Even Adi Shankaracharya, you read his Bhaja Govindam, he talks about bhakti. And are those who turn to Krishna to achieve Brahman realization, they are the devotees. Now the answer to this is for those people, bhakti is a means and not a goal. They are very clear about this, and they use bhakti to reach their goal of Brahman. So you cannot really call them the devotees in the true sense of the word. However, they may appear as devotees because they engage in devotional activities. Now, when they come in contact with the devotees, they get influenced, and since their aim is different, they use this bhakti for their end. That's why they are not devotees. It has to be understood this way. These are some of the misconceptions or doubts which may arise in somebody's mind about Shanta Bhaktas, because this is less talked about than the other four of them. And that's why I thought I should cover them. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. There's other misconception I should point out that many had, that's actually came up in this chapter about the Santrasa. People had misconception that it does not exist in Vraja, but here the Siksha Guru clearly demonstrated that Santrasa do exist in Vraja. Yes, so everybody should keep that in mind.
Yes, yes.
Okay, any other points? We still have about 10 minutes. If not, Shraddha Prabhuji, you can utilize the 10 minutes. I'm sure you have many things to talk about.
Okay, then I will preempt tomorrow's Sakhya Rasa, because we have read about Sakhya Rasa also earlier. Certain things about Sakhya Rasa, if I say it will help understanding tomorrow's class also. Now, what is this Sakhya? The transcendental fraternal relationship, which is known as Sakhya. Now, it has got three characteristics, and these all three, they are transcendental in nature. Now, what are those? The sense of greatness, the service, the sense of service, and the sense of intimacy without awe and veneration, awe and reverence. These things will get clear in the tomorrow's class. But please remember, these are the three things in Sankhya Rasa. And we know what are the types of Sankhya Rasa and all that. Now, the classical theaters or the dancers in various dance forms, as we know, in that it is described that the mother of all rasas is Sringar Rasa, and Sringar Rasa gives scope to the other emotions, and the other things we will be learning tomorrow. Then comes a point, actually we have been talking about this rasa. What actually is rasa? Now in our culture, in the Indian culture, rasa refers to the essence of taste of music and art. It is also often associated with aesthetic flavor. And more specifically, rasa translates into sap or essence or fluid. And in the spiritual tradition, it refers to the essence and the emotions that make up human life. Now, being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravan Kirtana, and we have learnt earlier, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Golak Vrindavana, in the topmost region in the spiritual sky. And in Brahma Samhita, you have heard the verse Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Prativa Vitas Taviryaeva Nijasa Pataya Kalavi Golokaiva Nivasati Akhilatma Bhuto Govindam Adi Purusam Tamahang Bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the primordial God Govinda, who resides in Golaka Vrindavana with Srimati Radha and resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency that is the Ladini Shakti, and their companions are all are the confidants who embody extensions of his own body and who are always blissful with spiritual rasa. And in the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has expanded himself by his spiritual potency, and he has his eternal form of bliss and knowledge, Satchidananda Vigraha, and everything in the Golok Vrindavana planet is spiritual expansion of his Satchidananda form, and everyone there is of the same potency, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Now the relationship between the personality of Supreme Personality of Godhead and his servitor is Chinmaya Rasa. And the Krishna and his entourage and everything, they have got the Chinmaya potency. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has expanded throughout the spiritual world, and when that Chinmaya Rasa expands through the material potency, it becomes all pervading. Now the idea is, although the Supreme Lord exists in his own planet Golak Vrindavana, he is always present everywhere in his creation, and he is present with in all the universes. Although they are innumerable in number, we cannot count them also. And he is present in every atom which Prabhuji was talking today. And he is also present within the heart of all living entities as Paramatma. And this is his all pervasive potency. Now, Golok Vrindavana, as we know, is the highest in the spiritual world. And in order to go to the spiritual world, after penetrating the covering of the material universe, one must penetrate the Brahmaloka, the spiritual effulgence. Then one can come to Golok Vrindavana planet. And there are also other planets in the spiritual world. They are called the Vaikuntha planets. And all these planets, Lord Narayana is worshipped with awe and veneration. And on these planets, Santarasa is prevalent, and some of the devotees are also connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Dasya Rasa, the mellow of servitorship. And as far as the mellow of fraternity is concerned, in Vaikuntha, this rasa is represented by Gaurava Sakhya, friendship in awe and veneration. Now the other fraternity rasa exhibited is friendship in equality. This is found in Golok Vrindavana planet. And above that is the service to the Lord in Vatsalya rasa, or parental love, and above all is the relationship with the Lord in Madhurya rasa, or the conjugal rasa. Now these five rasas are fully exhibited in the spiritual world in one's relationship with the Lord. Therefore, in the spiritual world, the Bhakti Kripa finds its resting place at the lotus feet of Krishna, and it is perfect in the spiritual world. And as we know, we'll be talking later also, whatever we find in this the material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. Like the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the example given when you see a tree near a river, you see it is upside down. And that's how the things are judged in the material world. But please remember that the things are the same. But here we see them upside down because of our consciousness. That's why when we are in correct consciousness, in our spiritual consciousness, then the things will be perceived in the correct way. This is what I had to say, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarapuri. Thank you very much. So I guess we can conclude the class. Who is going to volunteer for the Vishnu prayer? Haribol?
नीलिमा माता जी, अर्चना माता जी, आप में से कोई कर सकते हो आप, वरना मैं करूंगी.
I can sing.
Yes, yes, माता जी, you do.
This was for you.
Nilima Mataji, you want to sing?
I'm traveling now, so there is
Okay, I can sing. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahladaladadaine. Prahladaladadaine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatankanakhalai. Shilatankanakhalai. Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimha. Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimha. Yato yato yami tato Nasimha. Yato yato yami tato Nasimha. Vahe Nasimha Hridaye Nasimha. Vahe Nasimha Hridaye Nasimha. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade. Navakara Kamala Mare. Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Archana Mataji. So beautiful voice. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
All go to Srila Prabhupada, all go to Srimad Bhagavatam, all go to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, all go to all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. So I look forward to see you all tomorrow. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your wonderful class. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Sharad Prabhuji, welcome back.
Hare Krishna. Sharad Prabhuji,
Thank you.
Dandavat pranam.
Sharad
Sharad Prabhuji,
Dandavat pranam.